Welcome to Tash Talks Soul. Hi and welcome back. On the back of my last episode where I talked about being mindful about the content that we consume, I wanted to make a specific episode, now this is very specific, so take it or leave it, but about the importance of tattoos. So a tattoo is essentially, the way I see it energetically, it's almost like a blood ritual. You have got somebody working on your body, drawing blood, not so much with these new guns and the new technology that's available, but it's still somebody that's getting into your body, into your energetic field, and they are imbuing you with not only their energy and their intentions, but also the energy behind the symbolism that you're having imbued onto your body. And I see so many people getting tattoos with no thought about what vibration does that image actually carry. Are they permanently branding themselves with something that's going to bring difficulties into their life? You know, if symbolism like angry animals, ferocious beasts, imagery of strange symbols that you don't actually know what vibration they're carrying. All of these things can bring about, a drop in your vibrational frequency. It can even introduce illness or problems in relationships because all of these images carry a vibration. And if you're not intentional in the vibrations that you're choosing to imbue yourself with forever, unless of course you get it lasered off, it can have an effect. When I made the decision to have a tattoo, I wanted to be so intentional. I poured over every website I could find with symbolism of, this image and that image, because the tattoo that I've got is a combination of images and of symbols. And I wanted to be so careful that I wasn't accidentally doing something to damage myself. And knowing that if this is a blood ritual, which is imbuing this vibration and this frequency onto my body forever, I wanted to be so intentional with it that my energy behind getting it done and the artist that was doing it were in alignment. And so for me, the tattoo was a representation of me taking my power back and not asking for permission. I felt growing up and even as an adult that I would put myself in situations and into the thinking patterns that in order to do anything in my life, I needed somebody else's permission. Nobody told me this was the case. My parents never told me that if you want to say boo, you have to ask permission, and if we say no, then you can't. And then in my relationships, that wasn't the case either. There may have been undertones of expectations around how much freedom I had, but ultimately the power was always within me to make any decisions that I wanted or felt were necessary in my life. And I realized that after having my first child, and I thought, I've always wanted a tattoo, but I always felt like I needed somebody to turn around and say, wow, that's a really good idea, you should do it. Oh, is that what you want to get done? That's really cool, I really like that, you should do it. I realize no one's ever going to say that, or probably not. For some people, you might have people egging you on, but for me in my life, I didn't really have anybody to say, you should do it. You know what? You should get a tattoo. No, nobody was saying that to me. And when I did make the decision to do it, I did share that decision ahead of time, and I did get, resistance to that with my family saying, are you sure you want to do that? I don't think that's a good idea. And for me, it was very important to say, no, this is a decision that I have made for myself. I don't need to ask anybody's permission. In fact, even if I have people actively telling me, no, don't do it, I am standing in my own power and my own authority, and I've decided I'm going to do it, so I'm going to do it for myself. And I made sure that the imagery was intentional, and the artist she was a perfect alignment. I'd actually found her work on Instagram for really beautiful color tattoos, and she was a Ukrainian artist, and I fell in love with her work. And then we went on a holiday to Bali, and while we were in Bali, my husband wanted to get a tattoo of, I think it was our son's name. I can't remember exactly what he got done now because he's covered in tattoos. He's got a lot. And he booked in. Well, I booked him in. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to book myself in too. And as I was booking in, I got assigned, based on the tattoo style that I wanted, I got assigned a tattoo artist to meet with for a consultation. And who was that tattoo artist? It was this Ukrainian girl who was visiting Bali and doing a short stint in that particular tattoo studio. And she was a perfect fit because she was doing colour and I wanted colour, and it was just amazing. And when I met her, she was lovely. Her energy matched my energy from my perspective. And I thought, what better person to perform this ritual, I guess, than her? It was just, the stars had aligned. Just what are the chances of her being there and her being assigned to me? And I met her and we designed the tattoo, she tweaked it, and then, I got it done. And I felt for myself a really big shift in energy after I got it done. And I actually had two of my closest friends at the time tell me, wow, you've come back a different person. You seem different, more confident, assertive in your power. And I said, honestly, it was this tattoo. That's what did it. Whether it's placebo or whether there was that energetic shift in the subtler frequencies of my aura, who knows? But I definitely felt that for me it was an empowering move, and that the frequency behind the imagery that I had chosen was a good fit. Having said that though, I did have a blind spot, because when I went to do a Reiki healing, my master said that you've actually missed an integral part in this design where you've left yourself open energetically. So you need to perform an energetic healing, ritual of its own kind to kind of close that gap. When she pointed it out to me, it became so obvious to me. I brought it up with her at the time because I said, look, I got this tattoo done and I feel like whenever I'm quiet and still and my mind is open, it hurts. And it's not a physical pain. It's like this weird energetic phantom pain. And I can't really describe it because when I push on it, it doesn't hurt. It's not red. It's not swollen. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not a physical sensation. It's almost this mental thing, like it's calling my attention to it. And I don't understand why. Could you have a look at it? She did have a look at it, and then she said what she said. And after I closed that loop, it's now been 5 years and it hasn't hurt since. So on an energetic level, my body was drawing my attention to the fact that I had missed something. On my quest to be so intentional, I actually missed some symbolism. And it just reiterated to me how important it is to be intentional. So whether you have tattoos or you are planning to get some, please, please, please think about what you're putting on your body. If you aren't sure, talk to somebody who's an energy healer and see whether they pick something up, such as in my instance, after the tattoo's already been done, they can help guide you to heal any sort of, open loops that you might have missed when getting them, and to try and reduce some of the damage that might be being done. Or if you're still planning to get it, by all means talk to an energy healer, but also just Google, look these things up, look at the symbolism of what you're trying to get, and how does that image make you feel? I mean, most people like the feeling that they get from their tattoos, I would assume, otherwise they wouldn't opt to get something permanently tattooed onto their body. But if it makes you feel kind of funky or uneasy or, a little bit off or anxious, maybe rethink it, maybe reassess what your intentions are for actually getting that piece. Is it to make other people feel some kind of way? And if it's, people respect me if I have a big scary thing on me, how's that going to make your partner feel, or children, or people who are approaching you in a softer, more vulnerable energy? How do you think they're going to feel seeing that aggressive imagery in their face every day? So just something to think about. And I hope that this has made you pause and think. Hope you have a lovely day. Bye.